Hey you guys, welcome back to my channel. Hope you're all having an amazing week so far. So I'm gonna get straight to the point with this video. I went ahead and did an experiment for my quads and for my glutes. So we're starting with quads. Basically what I did is I picked my top exercises that I typically do and have done throughout the past few years in my training routine. And I just tested them out to see which ones I feel the most in that muscle and which ones I will be keeping in my routine and which ones I feel like aren't really that necessary and why. So I started off with barbell front squats. So barbell front squats, I haven't done them super consistently. I do them here and there and I do enjoy them, but I do feel like there is safer, more effective things that I can do to get a lot of volume in on my quads. So for this exercise, I typically only do like 3 to 6 reps. And this is not an exercise that I like to do a ton of volume with, mainly because I feel like there's safer options like hack squats and stuff like that, which you'll see here in a bit, where I can go just as heavy and do more volume. All right, next we're moving on to cable front squats. Similar motion to barbell front squats, but again, this is a little bit of a safer option because I have a harness. The load isn't on my shoulders. I'm not like, having to worry about stabilizing a barbell and all of that. So this also allows me to go a little bit heavier, but also get a little bit more volume in, so do higher reps with this. So for these, I like to do like the 10 to 12 rep range. Sometimes I'll do the 8 rep range as well. I have really been enjoying this, and I would say that this is within my top 2 exercises right now for quads. Number 1 would be hack squats right now, which I will share with y'all in a little bit. Right now, I will probably be getting rid of barbell front squats in my routine just because it's not a necessity for me. It's not what I'm really trying to focus on in terms of strength on my barbell front squats. But now we are moving on to leg press. So for these, when it comes to my quads, I love to do these with my feet pretty low on the platform and feet very close together. This really targets my outer quads, I feel. And this is something that I love to do for a pretty high rep range. So I like to do sets of 15 to 20 plus with these. This is an exercise that I love as a finisher or accessory at the end of my workout. So I will start off with my main lifts, and then this is something I would do at the end and just hammer home the quads and do higher reps on this. Sometimes I will play around with different foot positionings, but when it comes to my quads, I really like to, right now anyways, I'm trying to focus on my outer quads. So I feel like my quads in the front, they're pretty thick and dense already. So now I'm just really trying to develop a pretty nice quad sweep. So I like to do my quad exercises with my feet closer together because that's where I feel the most in my outer quads. All right, so number 1 is good old hack squats. I absolutely love and swear by hack squats when it comes to building up my quads. I do around the 15 to 20 rep range with these, but sometimes I will go heavier and do like an 8 rep range. It just depends on what I'm doing that day, but I really enjoy this because it allows me to go heavy. It gives me the full range of motion feeling. And I actually put, I don't know if you guys can see it, but I put a little bit of mats underneath my feet. And that just gives me a deeper range of motion because my hack squat machine is very upright, very angled upright. So having some mats underneath my feet and giving me a fuller, deeper range of motion absolutely destroys my quads every time. And this is by far, for the past few years, my absolute number 1 staple for building my quads, I would say. So yeah, I do these probably 2 to 3 times a week. Also, like probably in the middle of my workout as an accessory. So right now in my routine, number 1 would be hack squats. Number 2 would be the front squats with the harness. And then I've also been enjoying leg press. And then this is goblet squats. So these I don't really do too often. I just wanted to show them something that you can do with a dumbbell, something that's a good finisher. So for me, this is another exercise that I probably won't be really caring about or focusing on at all really, because I can get a lot more volume in with heavier weight and overload my quads a lot more with other exercises. So if you have only dumbbells, this is a great exercise. I don't think you guys can see my feet, but they are elevated on a mat. And then lastly, leg extensions Also, just a finisher, this is probably like the last exercise that I would do to really burn out my quads at the end. I'll for sure be keeping my hack squats, my harness front squats, my leg extensions, and my leg press. All right, moving on to glutes. You guys don't even have to guess what my favorite exercise for glutes are. Hip thrusts are a must if you want to build your glutes, because this is the exercise that allows you to overload your glutes the most, allows you to get the most amount of volume in and lift the most amount of weight for the most amount of reps and grow your glutes. So I do multiple rep ranges for hip thrusts multiple times a week. So sometimes I'm going heavy. Sometimes I might do both in one session. So sometimes I may do like 4 sets of 6 that are really heavy, and then I might drop it down with lighter weight and do like 2 to 3 sets of 20 right after that. Also, again, it just depends on the day. So not every day when I do hip thrusts am I going heavy, and not every day am I going super light. I do hip thrusts like 3 to 4 times a week. So it just depends on what I'm doing that day. This is the only exercise that allows me to lift the most amount of weights and overload my glutes the most. Like I said in a previous video, you know, what's going to grow your glutes more? Doing 300 pounds on hip thrusts for sets of 10 plus, or doing cable kickbacks with like 20 pounds for sets of 15 to 20. You know, which one is truly hammering and breaking down that muscle that it has to rebuild and has to grow after that workout. So right here, I actually hit a PR of 335 pounds for 10 reps, and then I dropped it down. I was doing drop sets. So after this, I did 315 for 12 reps. So yeah, it's no secret. Number 1 is going to be hip thrusts for your glutes. If you really want to grow your glutes, do not neglect hip thrusts. Do your hip thrust, girl, and you will thank me later. And don't be afraid to go heavier. That's, you know, if you really want to grow your glutes, again, you need to be overloading your muscles and progressively getting stronger in a variety of set and rep ranges. My second favorite exercise for my glutes would probably be the Sumo belt squats. Also another exercise that allows me to lift a little bit heavier. So when it comes to my glutes for this exercise in particular, what I like to do, obviously I'm doing a Sumo stance. You can't really tell too much because my legs are just so long that you can't really tell how wide I am. But I am doing a Sumo stance, and for glutes in particular, when doing this, I like to lean my torso a bit more forward. I find that having my torso more upright definitely targets my quads quite a bit more, versus having my torso more leaning forward with this exercise. I definitely feel it in my glutes a bit. And I really like to focus on mind to muscle connection with this exercise, and just like really squeezing my glutes at the top, and just contracting my glutes all throughout. So I'm not relaxed at all. Like my glutes are basically in a flex state or a very tense state this entire exercise. And yeah, this is a great exercise that I do alongside hip thrusts. So Aaron discovered that we could do kickbacks on the belt squat machine, and what he did is have me put the what do you call it? The cable strap around my knee area instead of at my ankle, and kick straight up. And this is insane. Like my glutes are on fire after doing this. I just started doing these, but these will absolutely now be a staple for an isolation movement for my glutes. Like I'm going to do these probably 3 to 4 times a week as well, just as a finisher at the end of my workout. So I'm really enjoying these right now. And these I do sets of 15 to 20 plus. I don't like traditional cable kickbacks, honestly, with the cable strap around my ankle and, you know, kicking back at an angle. Like I don't really like those personally. I don't feel like they do enough for my glutes, and I don't feel like I have enough leverage to really lift heavy with those. So for cable kickbacks, like traditional cable kickbacks, I just did the same thing and took the ankle strap and put it around my knee area instead. And again, I have an entirely different feeling now when doing these versus doing them with the cable strap around my ankle. So I don't know if you guys have tried this, but definitely give it a try. I feel like this enables me to engage my glutes a lot more as a whole, and really focus a bit more on like squeezing my glutes at the top and getting that full range of motion and contraction. But yeah, this was it for this video, you guys. I really hope that it was helpful for you. If you have any questions or need any help, let me know below, and I will see you guys in the next video. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.